Jai Hind दोस्तों. Now we are starting with the fifth part of first lesson, visualizing the nation. It's easy to represent a ruler through a portrait or a symbol, the one that you can see on screen. It's easy to show people in form of their pictures or a symbol. But here the question arises, how you can represent a nation? An abstract idea like happiness and anger. Look at the picture on your screen. A blindfolded woman carrying weighing scale. Clearly, this shows that it's justice. It's an attribute of justice. Similarly, a red cap or broken chain is attribute of freedom. So now the question comes, how can we represent a nation? In 18th century, the artists were not sure about it. What symbol or person figure could be used to represent a nation? Thus they came up with an idea of representing nation in form of a woman. This woman figure is called as allegory. Let us understand what it is. What is allegory? When an abstract idea is expressed through a person or a thing is referred as allegory. An abstract idea refers to the feelings like happiness, anger, envy, or nation, which is actually not a person. So expressing such ideas through a person or thing is referred as allegory. An allegory story has two meanings, one literal and one symbolic. Literal means what is actually being shown, and symbolic means what it represents. For an example, when we say Bharat Mata, the literal is a female figure, but it symbolizes the country. Now let us go through the lesson. In 18th and 19th century, artists represented country as it were a person. So they assumed that country is a person. Nations were portrayed as a female figure, which was not necessarily a real life figure. The representation that they are using, it need not to be an actual figure. For an example, Bharat Mata, when we say, the Bharat Mata does not actually exist, but we have considered it. The female figure gave an abstract idea of the nation, and thus it became allegory for the nation. So allegory means here representation. In French Revolution, female allegory was used to express the ideas of liberty, justice, and the republic. So that is the basic, the revolution movement. The ideas of revolution movement were liberty, justice, and republic. Basic fundamentals of democracy were used as an allegory. The attributes of liberty are red cap or the broken chain, which we have already seen. And the attributes of justice is blindfolded woman carrying a pair of weighing glass. Now let us understand by the allegory that was used in France. Marriane allegory was used in France. Our Marriane is a Christian name, popular Christian name, which was used to represent as the country France. Let us look at the characteristics of Marriane. A red cap, which you can see on her head, tricolor flag in her hand, and a cockade in her cap. These three things are peculiar characteristics of Marriane. Her statues were erected across the streets in the country. Her picture was represented on stamps and coins. Let us refresh what we have studied. In France, the allegory of Marriane, a popular Christian name, was invented to underline the idea of the people's nation. Her characteristics were the red cap, the tricolor, the cascade, the cockade. Her statues were erected in public squares to remind the people of the national symbol of unity and persuade them to identify it. Her images were marked on coins and stamps. Now let us understand about another allegory from Germania, allegory Germany. So in Germany, Germania allegory was used. That's her picture. Her characteristics were broken chain, which you can look at the bottom of the picture near her leg, a sword in her hand, olive branch around the sword, chest plate on her dress, tricolor flag in her hands, crown of oak leaf on her head, and each of these characteristics has certain meaning. The rising sun, which you can look in the background of the picture, in the bottom part of the picture. Germania allegory, German. Germania is an allegory representing Germany. Her attributes and their meaning are as follows. So whatever attributes we have seen on previous slide, each of them means something which we are going to understand here. Broken chain signifies being freed. Breastplate with eagle, symbol of German power and its strength. Crown of oak, heroism. Sword, readiness to fight. Olive branch around the sword, willingness to make peace. Black, red and gold tricolor flag, the flag of liberal nationalists in 1848, which was banned by dukes of German state. Rays of rising sun, beginning of new era. So friends, this was all about allegory. We will then take care and see you in the next episode.